I think I've seen this before.
I think that for a lot of watchers of action anime, there's one thing that they look forward to: fights. We're talking battles, high-octane action, and flashy cuts that showcase the animators at their best. The good news is that there's no shortage of those in anime. Anime is really one of the best places to go if you like battles, whether they be the fantastic ones with magic or testosterone-filled slugfests. Looking at the likes of you from the previous video, it seems that you guys really like hand-to-hand combat in anime. So for this video, we'll be going through 10 more of the best hand-to-hand fights from anime. In this video in particular, I've also gone through the effort of adding some fights from some of the less popular anime out there. I hope that by the end of this video I would have introduced you to one or two titles that you may not have heard of before. So without further ado, let's get started. Before most of the shows that put them on the map came into existence, Production IG had a hand in producing one of the sci-fi shows that fell under the radar in the late 2000s. I'm talking about Real Drive. As early as its 5th episode, Real Drive already treated its audience with a pretty good fight with some great hand-to-hand action. In this episode, we have Sota taking on the fearsome Iron Schwartz. To put it bluntly, Sota at this point has been a flunk. We see glimpses of his defeat at the hands of Holon haunting him, and thinking about that isn't exactly a winning recipe for any fighter. Nonetheless, Sota gets to show off some moves here and there, and with some intervention, manages to win the battle against Iron. Overall, I think that Real Drive is a nice show with some cool fights and visuals. I probably wouldn't call it too underrated, but I think it's a decent series that could use some more popularity. Then again, with so many good anime coming out this past decade, I wouldn't be surprised if people don't even remember Real Drive. Gintama's 141st episode gave us this one highlight of a fight featuring Kagura's elder brother. Finding himself in battle against the humongous Hosen, he gives us a great showcase of his close-quarter combat ability. The action is fast and furious, with the two going at it in a battle that pits strength against speed. The action itself was quite tough given how fast everything moves, and the hotly contested battle between two strong fighters ended. I don't know about you, but to me it seemed that Hosen was a lot stronger than his opponent in this fight. This fight still starts discussions every now and then when it comes to Gintama fanbase. I mean, realistically, Kamui could have been screwing around. Given his personality, that is a possibility. I wonder what could have happened if both people went all out in a fight to the death.
Man, I thought they were going all over later. Guess what? I want to know what this anime is. I see a couple clips from this show.
I think that Birdy the Mighty as a series is quite underrated. It's fun, it has a lot of great action scenes, and while the art might seem dated by modern standards, it doesn't distract from the awesomeness of scenes such as this fight in particular. Now this fight stood out for me for some reason such as the high-octane action and just how dynamic it looks. You have two combatants engaging in hand-to-hand combat that spills all over the place, with the ruined city backdrop adding a nice touch. Now that I think about it, doesn't it remind you of a superhero fight somewhere? The whole sequence wouldn't look out of place in one of them. I wouldn't blame you if that's what you think. Actually, this is the fight that inspired the last fight in Man of Steel, if I'm not mistaken. I'd say that Snyder picked an amazing fight for his inspiration. This show deserves to be far more popular, if you ask me. Now, I'm positive that a lot of Hajime no Ippo fans will agree with me when I say that Kimura had one of the peak character arcs, and everything culminated in his championship fight. I feel like this is one of the more underrated fights in the series, and Kimura's determination and drive earned him more than a fair share of fans. It's a given that Hajime no Ippo has a lot of great hand-to-hand fights, but this takes the cake for featuring one character that still needs some love. Kimura's fight against MASHUP is far none the highlight of the execution arc, and it showcases the best techniques that the two combatants use to fight each other. The tense fight includes a final exchange where both fighters hit each other, and MASHUP wins just by the skin of his teeth. Even if he didn't win the match, Kimura got himself a lot more fans for his excellent showing that can be seen in Hajime no Ippo's OVA. Coming in the sixth spot, we have a fight from the newest rising star in the world of martial arts cinema, Kengan Ashura. I think that those who've watched Kengan Ashura would have at least one fight to remember over the course of the series. For me, it's the one that pit Omar and Ryan against each other. The two come face to face in the second round of the Kengan Annihilation tournament. The battle between the two turned out somewhat like you'd expect. Early on, Ryan finds himself on the ropes, pressured by the flurry of attacks by the upstart Omar. However, it doesn't take long before the one called the Devil turns the tables, delivering one hell of a beatdown in return. A back and forth exchange with the combatants releasing power after power ends with Omar clutching a victory with his Nico style. This is just one of those back and forth fights that make martial arts anime so fun to watch. If I was recommending a fight to someone in order to get them to watch Kengan Ashura, this one would be one of the top contenders. Seriously, if you haven't watched this series and are craving for some manly fighting anime, then this is a good choice to consider. It's either this or the very next series up on the list. Baki 2018 prides itself on some of the most outrageous fight sequences, and this fight is a showcase of what the series brings to the table. It's simply insane. I don't know how else to describe this fight between Spec and Hanayama. The two trade blows, it really felt more like a clash between two giants, two indomitable titans. The two chunks of muscle take each other to the limit, showing off some techniques that are just as absurd as they are good. This goes on for quite a while before Hanayama finishes the fight by simply brutalizing Spec to the point of surrender. The cool thing with Baki though is despite the spectacle you see in fights like this, there are still some real techniques being shown. Baki 2018 might be edging towards JoJo territory in its fights and character designs, but at its core, it's still a good old martial arts series. A key episode in Season 2 of Attack on Titan is the one where Eren and Reiner duke it out in their Titan forms. Emotions are already running high thanks to the revelation of the identities of the Colossal and Armored Titans. This battle pushed those emotions over the edge as the Titans clash in the highlight of this episode. We're used to seeing Eren bludgeoning his opponents as a Titan, but such a tactic might not stick with Reiner this time around. They don't call him the Armored Titan for nothing, you know, and in a direct confrontation, Eren has all the disadvantage in the world. Except he doesn't, thanks to his experiences as a human. Ultimately, it's the training with Annie from way back that allowed Eren to get the advantage and come out on top in this battle. Fighting smart for once, Eren shows tremendous signs of growth. However, victory is short-lived as the Colossal Titan, or what remains of it, crashes the party and joins the battle. Capping off an excellent first season of One Punch Man is this fight between Saitama and Boros, the leader of the invasion forces no slouch, being responsible for the destruction of a city through the dark matter thieves. Boros has even grown tired of competition, having grown so strong that enemies already bore him. Reminds you of someone among the good guys? Having Saitama and Boros face off in the climax of One Punch Man's first season seems to be a match made in heaven. In terms of the actual fight, I think that it delivered, giving us some of the most amazing scenes and sequences in modern anime history. You can really feel the destructive power of the attacks and how hard each attack hits through the effects. I put this fight as third on the list because despite the raw hype generated from the fight itself and the way the whole thing is presented, it's not exactly a fight. Come on, it's Saitama, and we all know Saitama battles can't really be called fights, can they? Especially given his moniker.
That's why I say
underrated shit.
When it comes to fights, we've gotten so used to seeing made-up techniques or otherwise mundane attacks being given the upgrade and becoming grand spectacles, but not here. In this fight from Hitori no Shita, we see some of the smoothest fighting animation from anime that have come out in recent years. Rarely do we see something like Tai Chi being represented in anime combat, but the team did an epic job of showcasing how cool the martial art is, all while making it look slick and awesome as hell. Kudos to the team for featuring one of the less popular and more graceful fighting styles in the world, and making it accurate and at the same time very cool. It's also the return of Boruto's episode 65 team, and we all know how great that Moshiki fight was. Real martial arts enthusiasts will surely appreciate how this episode delivered in accuracy and choreography.
I like it.